Lord, I want to be your vessel. Give me the means to save someone today.
Hi Jonas! Really big day today, no?
Kind of. I tend to be a little tense in these missions.
Really? Do you know that you can use social media to be a missionary? Do you know Adventist teams?
Adventist teams? What is that?
Well, wait a second. I'm gonna send you an invite to be in my team.
Okay. What should I do now?
Well, you download the app, register, and you're ready to start using it. It's really simple. Adventist Teams is a digital missionary community where you can find the best content to share with your friends.
Oh, nice. Look, my friend needs some hope. Where can I find something about that in the app?
Right here on tags.
My name is Amine Anderson and I'm the General Manager for our Yadpa bookstore here in Belize City. At our bookstore, we cater at offering books that can help you live a healthier lifestyle. We offer books that can help your marriage and your family life to be even more sweeter. We haven't forgotten the kids, we have books for them, and we also have books that will help you grow in your spiritual life. We're located inside the headquarters of the Belize Union of Seventh-day Adventists that is located on 3A Street, Kings Park. Our phone numbers are 223-3048, or you can get us on our cell number at 660-2378. Our working hours are from 8 to 12:15 from Monday to Thursday, 1 to 4:15, and on Friday we're open from 8 to 12. You can also find us on Facebook. Our name for our page is Yadpa Believes. ATN has partnered with us, and for every purchase made using the code ATN21, a proceed will be going to them to help them further in their ministry as well. So feel free, come visit us. I'm sure you're going to find something that will be a blessing to you all. Thank you.
Hello and welcome back to Defining Your Health. We are here joined with Miss Justine Ake, and it's always a pleasure to have her with us. And we're here with another interesting topic.
Yes.
Meal Planning 101. You might be saying, what? Meal planning? You mean I plan my life and now I have to plan my meals? Yes, if you want to succeed. We want to let you know that we are live on Facebook, we are live on YouTube, and we are on channel 98. We encourage you at this time as well to share the link so that somebody can be blessed through this program here on Defining Your Health. Ms. Justine, it's always a pleasure to have you.
Yes, I know.
Yes, Ms. Justine is one of our anchors here at ATN. You know, she manages the finances. I always pull her sometimes to come and sit with me, so it's always a pleasure when you're here.
It's a privilege.
Meal planning. Both of us are moms. I'm a mom of 2 boys. You're a mom of 2 boys. What comes to mind when you think of meal planning?
I think about the fact that I have to ensure that I have a schedule. You have to have a schedule.
Yes.
You have to be consistent. And that's a word that I'm afraid of, but I need to apply in my life, especially as a mom.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
so that's what comes to mind.
The thing is that being working moms, because you have stay-at-home moms, you have working moms, I feel like we need to be even more organized and more prepared, dropping off kids at school, picking them up, preparing lunches, you know, getting home, figuring out what to eat.
With little time.
With little time, because as you get home, it's a crunch, you know, get that food on the stove and all of that. But with meal planning, it helps you to not be disorganized, all right? And so today, our discussion we'll be looking at some benefits, some tips. We're not professionals here. We're still fine-tuning our...
Still getting the hang of it.
We're still fine-tuning for 2023, but we see how important it is for us to have a plan even when it comes to getting meals. Now, let's look at the first tip. Meal planning helps us to save money. I think that's the biggest tip. All right? How can we save money by making a plan with our meals?
Well, first of all, I strongly believe, being that I'm not a follower of a meal planning kind of person, but I realize that if you do this meal planning, you go to the shop, you will go specifically for what you need. And that way, you won't waste your money in picking up something that you won't use. So for instance, let's say I pick up a macaroni salad, you know, the noodles, and I know I won't really eat that, but I still pick it up just in case I might want to cook it one of these days. You leave it there, you said, I'm not feeling to eat any pasta this week, and you leave it there, and then what happened to it? We will catch it. You can't eat it anymore.
Yeah.
And so that's me wasting money, throwing money through the window. So by doing meal plans, we definitely save.
Yep, and as well, when we go to the grocery store, it takes fuel. However you get there, if it's on the bus, you have to pay. If you take your vehicle, you have to put gas to get there. And it takes time, and you know you can't get back time. So having a plan, it means that you will set aside one day for the week to buy your groceries. You know, and I might be going ahead of myself. But you won't be going back and forth to the grocery as you usually grocery shop as you usually do
Yes.
to pick up little things that you need. Meal planning means that you will have a grocery list. You will have in mind what you want to cook for the week. So you don't want to buy no pasta where you know you're not cook this week. You only want to buy what you know you'll cook for this week.
And
you know?
also with the meal planning idea with saving money, you know, like for me, like us, we work. So if we don't prepare our lunch for the after, you don't know that you will be spending money outside to buy lunch. And listen, Ms. Chantel, food is not cheap.
Yeah.
You have to spend $8, and that's just for the regular stew chicken. But for those that love some good oxtail or a good fried fish, snapper,
That's it.
you'll be paying a whole lot of money. So by us meal planning, doing all this preparation, we will save money big time.
Definite. That's so perfect. You hit the nail on the head. For 2023, one of the goals is to save money.
That's my goal, girl.
Is to save money. So meal planning will help you to save money. You won't be buying from Miss Jane down the street because you'll have your lunch, you're packed and you're ready to go. Your children will have their lunch, you're packed and you're ready to go. Moving along now, we want to look at it provides more variety.
Oh, yes.
So with meal planning, you have time to sit and think about, what can we prepare for this week? You won't be cooking the same thing over and over, and then you know the kids get bored. Yeah. So meal planning allows you to maybe sit on Sunday and to look at your days that you'll be cooking. And I want to let you know that it's not a thing where you should be cooking every day because you lose more time with your family cooking every day. So get used to eating leftovers. You know, cook enough where you can eat it another day. You know, you're saving money as well. You're maximizing on those groceries that you bought. But allowing variety to come into your menu is wonderful, but it only happens when you plan.
Plan, yes, that's true.
Yeah, so you're not walking through the aisles at Publix and saying, I feel like cook this week, or I feel like eat this is how we buy, right?
That's true. But sometimes people eat like me. I go spontaneously. Like some days, like Thursdays, I would want a nice fast food.
Okay.
I think that I am speaking to myself when it comes to this whole meal planning because it's hard. Because I would love the idea of meal planning, but I would love for you to do a meal planning for me.
Okay.
And not just do the meal planning. I'd love for you to come
This is
prepare
like an inside business.
to even provide it. I mean, I would be all up for it. I am the kind of person that would provide the money, the finance to do all this, so I can just go over and eat 3 times a meal. I mean, that's my thing.
Yeah.
But the variety section is that it just creates that taste bud. It trickles your taste bud of like, you know what? And that's what I want. I'm looking forward to tonight because I already know that tonight I'm eating pasta, or tonight I'm eating pizza, or I'm eating a burger or hot dog. That way you can say, you know what? I am free. I know what I'll be eating this week. And then next week, you switch it up again.
Of course.
So maybe you can do a one-in, one-out.
Yeah.
This week, you do all this, and then the other week, a different idea. And your kids get excited.
Family happy, of course, because they're not eating this same old boring meals. But I also want you to know that you could put into your budget cheat days. You know, because you don't want it to feel like, Lord, I can't eat nothing for Miss Jane no more.
Yeah.
But if it's something you put in your budget, like for us Saturday nights, we do pizza. You know, we would either make pizza or we buy pizza. And it gives the cook a break.
That's true.
It gives the cook, who's always the mother, a break. I might sound biased at this point in time.
But majority of it is true.
But my husband is the one that usually makes the pizza on Saturday night, so I get to relax.
Okay.
But for those mothers those homes that it might just be a single mother home, and the mother has to cook, it gives you a time to take a break. Maybe Saturday night could be garnaches, or you buy something from the outside. So it's not that rigid where
that only you cooking and it's every day just home.
Yeah. Okay, so there we go, provides variety. Meal planning creates less stress. And I love this one.
I already feel the stress coming off.
I love this one because I'm a person, I like to be organized. Like, I like to know what I'm doing. I'm that kind of person that will sit on Sunday and put together my to-do list. I put together my grocery list. And so when I walk into Publix, that's the store that I shop. I know exactly what I'll buy. So you're not going to sidetrack me for nothing else.
So
you know?
let's say, for instance, somebody say, Miss Chantel, let's go spontaneously. So you don't like spontaneous stuff. That's
Well, I try my best to plan for spontaneous stuff. In
so
my
let's
budget,
say, for
I
instance,
have an envelope for spontaneous stuff, for
Okay.
entertainment, for things like that.
Okay, that's good, because to me, I love that spontaneous is what I run by, and sometimes it's on the edge, and then sometimes it's, you know, convenient. But when you are doing all these meal plannings, and let's say Tuesday, you know what, the office decides, you know what, come over and surprise us with a meal. What happens then with your meal that you already have here at office? Do you let that just go to waste?
That meal will be for dinner in the night.
Okay, good. So you're not wasting your food while you're doing these things.
You're not wasting. I mean, God requires us to spend carefully the money He blesses us with. Remember, the money we have is not for us. We are only stewards, and so we have to make sure we not just squander out this money and buy things that we know we don't need.
That's true.
You know, that's like a sin, because you have people around the world, especially when it comes to food, you know, for the waste food.
That's true.
You know, and so buying things you don't need and allowing it to spoil in your fridge is like, it takes my breath away. You know, but buy only what you need.
Yeah.
Buy only what you need. Buy only what you know your family will eat.
That's true.
Don't go buy what I don't bother. I know my children don't eat this. I don't buy it because it's gonna be a waste.
What if you or your husband buy it? I mean, eats it. Do you still not get it because the kids don't eat it?
We do get it, but we don't get it in a large amount because we're a family of 4. We only get it just for 2.
That's true.
You know, we love haystack. They're not too fan of it, but they're not a fan of it. But that doesn't mean that we won't eat it anymore.
Okay.
So we will buy a small bag of chips and
you can even, and you said the
there.
perfect thing, chips. You can. That's the beauty of corn stuff. You can eat that with variety of stuff.
Yep.
You cannot just settle with just haystack when it comes to, you know, I'm sure they love dips. So the dips and the chips.
Yeah.
So the chips still won't go to waste
It
just
won't.
because they don't eat haystack.
It won't. So meal planning creates less stress for you to figure out when you get home from work, you're tired, the tear out your hair, where am I cook today? That's always the question. You know, when my kids come up to me and they see me in the kitchen, well, what are we going to eat today? That's the evening anthem. I'm like, Lord, you know, say still. But you still have to prepare your meal because you can't send the family to bed hungry. So I already know what I will make. You know, so Sunday I take that time to make a big pot of beans because we eat a lot of beans. As vegetarians, we eat a lot of beans, a variety as well. Make a big pot of beans. You know, you have to make your, I'd make bread, some kind of flour, something bread, tortilla.
Yeah, and stir it up.
And just have it there. I'll make a good enough that could run. So when you cook, think for cook for 2 days. You know, prepare for 2 days.
And you also want things that can stretch over as well.
Yeah.
You're right. I love that. I love that idea.
All right. So it's less stress when you know you have things already cooked in the fridge. When you come home in the evening, it's just for you to cook one more part, maybe cook the rice or make the soup. The part you know it's harder to have over and for a longer time, like the vegetables. Those you need to prepare for the night. But at least you have one part of the meal done ready.
That's true.
You know?
So when it comes to, let's say, you know, you prepare your stuff and you can store up things in the freezer, you know, for it to last longer. But how long do we keep stuff in the refrigerator, in the freezer, where it don't go to waste?
Okay.
How long do you have to ensure that you eat whatever you have in there, so rather than dumping it all into the garbage?
Yeah, well, the key to it is only to prepare the amount that you know you will eat for the week. Like for us, we do 2 pounds of beans for the week. Sometimes we go before, that finish before the week is finished. But we would prepare half and put half in the freezer. By Wednesday, we're ready for the next half. That way you don't have a whole lot of things to store up.
That's true.
You know, because that's pretty awful, because you know beans go bad fast.
Quickly,
yeah, you know, and so you don't want to have a lot of things stored up. All right. Moving along, it ensures healthier eating. Meal planning ensures healthier eating. I think we touched a little bit of this. When you have a plan, you take your lunch to work. There's not an opportunity for you to be buying gacho. There's not an opportunity for you to be buying fried chicken. all these niceties, right? Because you already have your meal with you. You already have your plan. And,
Yes.
and when you make your meal, your sandwich, whatever it is, you have a little side of fruit, one little side of your vegetables. So you have something healthy.
That's true.
You know, and making your plan on Sunday, if that's your day that you plan your meals, you go to the produce, and we'll talk about this in the next part of our program today. When you make your grocery list, you have your grocery, you have your produce, and then you have your cleaning supplies.
That's, yeah, you have to have a balance.
So there's no room for you to be running to the produce shop or the market every day either.
That's true, yeah.
You know, just buy what you know you'll need one day, and that should be able to run you during the week. When it comes to produce, we do go back to buy more because we go through that fast.
Yes.
You know, by making vegetables, by making salads, by making shakes, smoothies, things like that, we go through that fast. So that's the only leeway we would say you go back to the market to get more fruits and vegetables. As we're winding down on this part of our discussion, the next tip for meal planning is to prevent food waste.
I think
Touch
we
it
got
a little
rid
bit,
of yes,
right?
yes.
We touch it a little bit.
And that's majority of the things that the importance of meal planning, because if you don't plan, you will find yourself, exhibit A, me, throwing away things. I realized that last 3 weeks ago, before I left on my vacation, I didn't want to leave the fridge plugged in because that would be waste.
Yes.
So I went in and I looked at and see all the things that would have been wasted. I said, you saw the carrots there, you saw the tomatoes, you saw a lot of things that I wasn't really using because I wasn't doing that whole meal planning idea. So all of these things were going to waste. And because of rushing, I can't cook all the time. So I normally just grab something outside, like or the family member, somebody find it, but the food there that I already spent money on is just going to waste. And all I did was had to throw it away, I mean, this is something for me. But I'm learning because this year, you know, everybody have a whole lot of resolution.
Yeah.
But I try not to have resolution, but I just want to be conscious of the things that I did last year, how I wasted money, or, you know, I want to make sure that I am saving rather than losing. And we don't realize that we are losing money just in our kitchen alone. And that's where we spend a lot of money.
Yes.
When you go to the grocery shop, it's like the biggest thing on your budget for your family is grocery.
Yes.
To me, and like when you're buying your stuff, you're like, do you really need this? Do you really need this? And all you do is spend your money on it, and then when you go there, you don't even use majority of the things that you spend your money on. So by me now, I have to follow this idea of meal planning to save me some dineros, because that money could be going in your bank account.
Of course. And I'm not sitting here as somebody who has it down perfect. We are all on a journey. Both of us were on a journey. We want to have better homes. We want to have healthier. We want our families to be healthy. We want our kids to be healthy. We also want them to develop good habits, such as meal planning, because this is something that they can do in their homes.
That's true.
There's no room for us to waste money during this time, you know, so we have to make sure we nip all those loopholes, all those holes where money didn't go through, you know, and meal planning is one of the biggest.
That's it.
Meals or monies go fast when it comes to meals, because like you said, one plate of food is $10. My kids know they're eating a whole plate. You can't share a plate between the two of them anymore. So that means it's 4 of us, that's $40.
Oh, that's if you go to any restaurant, right?
Yes.
That's true.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's this conversation of meal planning is something we would want for you, our viewers, to think about. There's so many things on the internet that you can go. There's so many links that you can go to get ideas. Your meal plan does not have to be like ours. You know, all of our lifestyles are different.
And all our taste buds
Exactly. So what I buy might not be what you buy, but we want for you to get into the habit of sitting down on a Sunday, making your plan, what you're going to eat this week, followed by that grocery list from what you're going to eat this week. You make a grocery list, and then from there you think about the grocery store you will buy. Now, we used to just stop at any China I'll buy. any Chinese store. You know, in Belize, we have a lot of Chinese grocery store. But you have to also consider the store you are buying from. You know, the smaller shops, their products more than likely will be super expensive because they're buying from somebody else.
Yes.
So what you do, you find the person who they're purchasing from, the person who they're purchasing wholesale from.
That's it, yeah.
And that would be the person, or that would be the store that has the cheapest grocery items.
That's it.
You know, I mentioned before, I shop at Publix. There's another store in Belize called 88, I believe. These stores have the cheapest items, and these are the stores we should be
But then also is that location. Because for us, we live all the way here.
Yes.
All the way here in Ladyville. So would I just go all the way to 88? That is all the way on Boulevard, I think?
Yeah.
Would we go all the way there? We're wasting gas to go there.
So it's kind of balancing out the same if you go to the shop nearby. But the key thing is to not just pick up anything from the shelf. Compare prices.
Compare, right, right.
You know, if you cannot go to the distributor's store, whichever store you have in your area, go to each one and compare prices. You know, some one of them have to have the lower price.
That's it.
You always have to remember, you don't have to buy all your groceries at once, or sometimes you find yourself to go at 3 just to save
money.
That little extra, you know, and this is the world we live in, this is the reality. So that's how you have to do it.
Sometimes I listen to some other females when it comes to these grocery shopping tasks, and some of them would be like, you know what? This quality poultry chicken is cheaper than the Caribbean chicken. And I am in the middle, like, why? I feel like it's so overwhelming. It's so time consuming to figure out which shop is more cheaper, which shop is more expensive. I would just be like, you know what? I think to me, it saves me time in my mind to just pick up a chicken from anywhere and just be on my way back home. But when it comes to, oh, I have to go all the way here because this one is cheaper, I think it applies, I don't know. For me, I just feel like it's way more stress.
More stress, yeah.
To think about which one is cheaper. How do you do that? How can you explain to the viewers out there that is basically like me, that don't see the need to compare? And I mean, it's important, but when it comes to the whole time in your mind and the stress in your mind, the space in your mind, what would you recommend for us in that aspect?
Well, the goal is to get enough bang for your buck, as we would say, no? But if it's too much, then you don't want to consume yourself, stress out yourself to try, you know, weigh the cost,
yes.
You know? So the key is for you to have a plan. Yes, you're trying to save in terms of which store you buy, but I believe you will save even more if you have a plan. That way you're not just buying anything.
Importance of meal planning.
Yes. So as we are winding down here on our first half of our discussion, I think we covered
a lot.
We really learned a lot just now.
I know, I'm
both of
speaking
us
to
discussing.
myself.
And I'm hoping that our viewers have learned a lot as well. So we have an idea of what meal plan is. We have an idea of what we're going to cook this week. What we going to cook this week, Miss Justine? We don't know Sunday will be with rice and beans and with chicken and with salad.
The whole Sunday dinner meal.
Yes. Monday, some food might be left over on Monday, so you're not cook Monday. Tuesday now, what we're going to cook on Tuesday? We will make some pasta, spaghetti with marinara.
And the world celebrates Taco Tuesday.
Okay.
So maybe you can do something Mexican. Even if they don't like tacos, you can do burritos with some Spanish rice. You can be creative. I see my sister, Courtney, every Tuesday, faithfully, she ensures she makes something Mexican. Anything it is. Just this Tuesday past, she made a burrito with Mexican rice inside, but it's like a wrap.
Yeah.
I mean, it was really so creative and it was so good. I only finished like half of it because just looking at it, I was full. Right? So these things you can apply into our home. That makes it much easier. Because Thursday night, for me, I feel like Thursday night is like the nasty night.
Yeah.
You know, you want something sloppy and
At
nasty
the
and
end of the
cheesy and
week,
beansy. You know,
You're
simply
tired
being
at the end of the
creative.
week,
Yeah.
You're tired and you just want something quick.
Quick food,
Right?
fast food.
Quick,
That's the
quick,
fastest
quick.
thing to get.
So we have an idea of what we want to make for this week. We will, during the break, we will take some time to make our grocery list. And when we come back, we'll show you what we've bought. And then we continue the discussion from there. Stay with us. We have more.
All my life, I've been dealing with projects. I do a lot of research. Basically try to understand how different materials affect fires. It involves a lot of formulas and gathering data. I met this girl once in grad school, and we got to talk about all kinds of things and also about God. It was great. I could share with her what I believed in. And then I got busy with my own research and realized I may have treated her like a project. Like, I kind of expected her to change herself. But people are so much more than projects. There's some kind of human connection to it. I think we're supposed to share our lives with those around us, but sometimes just being with them, being their friend, that's the best way to find true connection. And that's what witnessing is to me, relationships and friendships.
Who am I? This is a question you have certainly asked yourself before. And while there are many ways to come to an answer, as Christians, we can always answer this question by simply affirming that we are members of God's family. Behold what manner of love the Father has bestowed on us, that we should be called children of God. At first glance, some people might argue that this kind of answer might be too easy. However, being called to be part of God's family holds much more meaning than it seems. God is not only the creator of everything, He is also the provider of everything we need. And while He graciously gives us all that we need, His greatest gift of all is His Son, Jesus. It's through Jesus' sacrifice that we find a sense of purpose and meaning to life. Being a member of God's family has far-reaching implications. As members of God's family, we should do more than love and obey the Creator. We must also share the privilege and responsibility of carrying out His will on earth. As family, there are no natural boundaries between us. This makes us daughters, sons, sisters, brothers, and stewards of the same heritage. In order to thrive in these roles assigned to us by Christ, He wisely left us instructions on how to properly carry out this mission. In Matthew 6:19, while talking to a rich young ruler, Jesus instructed him on how to best use his worldly means. If you want to be perfect, go sell what you have and give to the poor, and you will have treasure in heaven. And come follow me. As members of God's family, we must also heed this instruction and invest in eternity. We must use our blessings to bless others and allow nothing to prevent anyone from following Jesus. After all, the real treasure is not our financial resources or goods here on earth, but the blessings that will come when God's family is reunited. God has created and redeemed us to be His stewards. So let's study the Bible daily and grow in together in God.
Hurried and worried, angry and upset, busy and broken. These are some of the words that people around the globe are using to describe their lives in today's fast-paced society. If you are feeling the weight of our perishing world, we invite you to tune in on all our streaming platforms from January 11 to the 21st at 7 p.m. for a powerful 10 days of prayer program entitled Back to the Altar. This journey will take you to the very heart of God, the place where burdens are lifted, hearts are healed, and strength is renewed. You will be challenged to build anew your altar of personal worship to the true and living God. For He has promised in Jeremiah chapter 29, "Then you will call upon me and go and pray to me, and I will listen to you." Let's pray together for revival of our personal and family worship altars, that the Holy Spirit might reform and empower us to proclaim God's final message of hope to the world.
And welcome back to Defining Your Health. We have been having a wonderful conversation here talking about meal planning 101. And thus far, we've been talking about the benefits of meal planning, and we looked at 6 different benefits. We said that meal planning saves you money, saves you time, less stress. You get you have a variety in your meal, and many others. When we left off for a break, we told you that we were going to our grocery store because we already have our meal ideas of what we'll be making for this week. We've also made our grocery list. Remember, when you make your grocery list, it's supposed to be in 3 categories. You buy your grocery, which would be what you have here. You also purchase your produce, which would be your whatever you eat from the market.
Yes.
Vegetables, your fruits, whatever it is, you make sure you pick up your produce, as well as your cleaning supplies. So you need a toilet paper, your dish soap, and your fabric softener, things like those. So
the daily stuff.
The goal is for you not to be running back and forth to the store every single day. So when you make your list with everything included, including your snacks. Remember, you're not on punishment, so you can include snacks in your grocery on your grocery list. And for us mothers who have kids that go to school, it is a priority. You need to put it on your grocery list. That way you're not giving them monies every day for school, and you're ensuring that whatever they're eating is the right thing.
That's true.
Because when you give them monies, what happens?
They go buy all kind of junk food.
They buy candy, they buy all kind of thing that makes them sick afterwards. So you are able to kind of control what they're eating at school when you're not there to watch them. All right? So you make sure that you pick up the snacks that you know they like, and the snacks that you know are a little healthier for them to consume. All right? So we have our grocery here. We came back and we have everything here that we will need for the week. And in my home, we only buy what we will eat for the week. So when Friday comes, the pantry is bare. And that's the cue for you to replenish, refill. We know that we only use 4 pounds of rice for the week. We'll eat rice 1 in, 1 out. All right, so we only want to buy 2 bags of pasta. I'm not sure how much rice you eat for the week, Miss Justine.
But like I mentioned, I'm not a meal planning person, so I would buy a 5 pound of rice, the bag, and up to now, Miss Chantal, I still have the 5 pound of rice in my pantry. So I would buy things because when you get paid, that's the thing that's on your budget to buy groceries. So you would buy the main things that you need, but then I am not consistent. So that's one of the things that we need to do, or to be when we are meal planning. We have to be consistent. So for me, it's 5 pounds of rice, but that would normally stretch out for a good while if I'm not cooking every day.
Okay. Well, like I tell you, we're on a journey. We're all on a journey, even you, our viewer. If you have not been meal planning as yet, this year I encourage you to start. You will fall off here and there. You will end up buying food from the street or from the restaurant next door, but then you pick yourself up back and you continue. I already know that we only want to eat 2 pounds of rice for every meal. It's not an all-you-can-eat buffet in my kitchen. So when this 2 pounds of rice finish, and sometimes we even have leftovers.
Yes.
That's to tell you that we're not eating as much rice, as different families would. But for a family of 4, we only consume 2 pounds of rice for every.
Is that per meal?
Per meal.
Okay.
2 pounds of rice. And there's always a little leftover for another meal. I would just put something else with it to make it enough for the family to eat again.
That's true.
As well as your pasta. If you're a pasta person, my kids love pasta. And they love it with the marinara, they love it with the cheese on top, and they love it different ways. The spaghetti we would use to make chow mein, that's one of their favorites. But we only do two bags of pasta per meal for the family. And you know these pastas swell, so they are enough, right? I'm not sure what you do.
Well, for me with pasta, I wouldn't just eat this. I can't eat pasta just off the bat like that. But for me, I would be creative. I see you have tuna here.
Okay.
So I would, you know, you have to
mix it.
Correct. You have to boil it.
Yeah.
And then I would cook this tuna separately with onions, tomatoes, sweet pepper, and you know, put your whole whatever seasonings you would want. And then I would fry it when I'm already finished frying it. Then when this is already boiled, you know, strain and all that, then I would join this with
combine.
This. And then you will make a whole salad by itself.
Okay.
And that will become our meal.
And that's another perfect meal.
Right.
Perfect balanced meal.
That's it.
Because one of the things is not just to be eating randomly. The goal is for you to eat
healthy,
eat balanced.
Right.
And so you would buy the things that you know your family like, and you will buy the things that you know you will. When you put them together, it will be balanced. So you have your carbs, you have your protein, and you have your vegetables.
And you
to
can
make
even,
a complete meal.
if you even want your vegetables and you know they wouldn't want to eat it directly off the bat, on the side, you can even steam it, or you can even fry it with your tuna and join it with the macaroni. And everything in one meal. That way, I eat it willingly and happily eat it. And it's
this
really
is
good.
what makes us different. This is what makes us different, because my home is not your home, and this is just a guide for you. This does not have to tell. This doesn't mean that you have to buy this cereal that I buy. I buy this because my kids love it. This, you know, and there will be some things in your grocery list that might be sugary or salty or something, but I mean, hey, with taste buds call for it, just buy it. Don't, because you find yourself have to go back to the store during the week because your taste buds are called for. But just buy it one time. You know, put it on your
you will.
Of course, you know your family enjoy it. Buy it one time. You know, this is the cereal we eat. You might do Raisin Bran. You might do Fruit Loops. You might do what is the other one? Cornflakes.
There's so there's so many honey bunches. But the other ones, they like Trix and Twix, and there's this one that has a marshmallow inside. Lucky Charms. I even myself, I love that.
You enjoy that. We eat for breakfast. Again, when you're planning your meals, you always plan your breakfast, you plan your lunch, and you plan your dinner.
Right.
So 3 set of plans you have to make. And breakfast doesn't mean you have to sit down and write out. We already know we not eat no gourmet breakfast. So like either cereal you're eating oatmeal for those who like oats. We do a corn porridge. You can do your regular tortillas with beans.
Well, I think I like the gourmet breakfast.
You like the, well, tell us, we like pancakes with butter?
Yes. Even though pancakes has eggs in it already, I still like to fry my eggs or drop eggs, whichever it is, or boiled egg. And you have the pancakes. I even love the vegetable, the fruits with it. Strawberry, the whole yogurt.
We have to go to Fishy house.
But the thing is, you can't go to my house because I wouldn't really always prepare it. That's something that I love, you know. So I would at least take 1 time out of the week or 2 times out of the week and prepare something like that. I would love to have it every breakfast, but the reality is you don't have the time. So you'll have to definitely settle for something that is easier and healthy as well. And even, on the go. You can take it at work and just eat it on the way.
Definitely.
So we have to find ways to kill time and, you know, stress.
Well, something like that I would make on a Sabbath morning where you have more time.
Yes, there's
Sunday
morning.
Hurry up, like, but for us, who's a family of 4 on the go, we have to make sure we have things where we can get up in the morning and make quick and eat on the way. Because we don't have time to be sitting to be eating. You know, you eat in the van, you eat wherever you're there. But we have to be able to have quick things to make. All right? And if that's your family, this is the reality you live in now. We just have to ride with the tide.
That's it.
Ride with the tide until we get to that point where you could sit and eat breakfast, which would be a Sunday morning or a Sabbath morning. You have more time to make your pancakes, your waffles, your whatever else you like.
So don't go stressing thinking that you have to make all these gourmet breakfasts every single day. The thing is, their goal is to minimize stress as best as possible.
Yes, yes. All right, so Ms. Justine, let's quickly, as our time is going fast, let's look at these 10 ideas given to us to decide your meal planning style. I want for you to share with us the different types of meal plans
Okay,
we have.
I believe there's 3.
Okay,
I would
yes,
say three, but there's 3. Because some people would choose just to go only with preparing meals on Sundays, like what you mentioned.
Everything.
Right? But then you have a mixture of it.
Yes.
Because some people, like I know, for instance, one of my coworkers, she always tell me that she prepares her meals one time for the week. And she prepares it in containers. When the food is already prepared, cook-wise,
Just separate.
she will always pack it up. And that's the next thing. You have to ensure that your kitchen is utilized with the things that you need. For instance, if you don't have containers, containers will definitely be on your list, your grocery shopping list. You need to have Ziploc bags, napkins, foil paper, all these things if you know that you will prepare these things from before. So that's one of the styles. You will cook one time for the week. There's also another style where you'll have your meal plan, your schedule, but you will cook every day to prepare your meals for your family to have fresh food. Or you can have a mixture. You will cook Sundays, yes, but you will also leave a portion of that meal for the everyday. You will prepare your vegetables, or for rice. If some people don't like warm over rice, because sometimes it's very difficult to eat warm over rice, there's a trick to that, by the way. But should we say the trick? Well, for me, my trick is I would take out the rice and fry it. That's a trick that I learned from Adrian. You fry the rice, and that way it's healthy and it's fresher, rather than having to keep it in the pot and the rice at the bottom is burnt, and the top is still not warm enough. It's still cold. So you take it out before you put it in the refrigerator, and then that way you can have a nice fresh rice. All right. So that's the third one. You have a mixture of it. You cook on Sunday or one time, whichever day you choose, and then you prepare the other portion of your meal throughout the week as you go along.
And that's how I do it at home. You might be thinking, man, this sounds like a lot of work.
I know.
It does require you some time to invest, but let me tell you, when that time that you invest will pay off, because when you get home tired in the evening, you don't have time if you go to make stewed beans or knead up tortilla or, well, rice I would cook fresh. Pasta has to be cooked fresh. You won't have time to be thinking of all the different sides you need to make. If you have at least one side already prepared, which would be your protein. For me, it's the protein. I always try to make sure my protein or my meat would be already prepared. I'd make my patties, I'd make my gluten.
And to me, that's where your time takes up. It takes up way more time preparing your protein section. So it's really good when you can make well, for me, you're not chicken eater, but for me, make a whole batch of chicken one time, cook it, and then you stir it up for whenever you need it, just,
and even if it's cleaning it and having it in marinating in seasoning, when the evening comes, it's just to pull out, fry, or whatever style you want to do it. You're trying to save time.
That's it.
Then have to be cleaning a whole chicken when you get home from work. That's quite discouraging. I would just go buy some just up the street. you know? True. All right, moving along. So stock up your pantry. We already have our pantry stocked. Our fridge is already stocked with what we need for the week. Equip your kitchen. Help me read here, Miss Justine. We need to equip our kitchen with things that we need, such as your storage containers. If you're going to be taking food to work, you need to make sure you have your freezer bags. What else? We need to make sure you have
your knife, your cutting board, your pots that you need,
cutleries, things like that in your kitchen.
Because at the same time, if you only have one pot to make all your meals in, you realize that time is being consumed right there. So you have to ensure that your kitchen is utilized in the sense of pot. Don't go shopping for all these expensive things, but at least the things that can prepare your meals in a fast manner.
Definite. Your stove have 4 holes. Use all 4
rather than waiting on one and then. I notice sometimes I am like that, but I say, you know what, this is wasting a lot of time. So you have to utilize all the section of your stove. There's also one that choose a planning day that you want to go on shopping. So which day? You said you're Sunday.
I do Friday to buy grocery. I go in on Friday to Publix, and on Sunday I would sit to plan again for the week. So Sunday I would use to plan, organize, and then on Friday I would pick up the grocery, and it's like a routine. And it makes it easy. You don't know Friday is grocery day. You're not running in every day. The You try to find this, you try to find that, and then you end up spending more going to the store that you don't usually buy. You know, so let's move along. Next one says, evaluate your week. What's happening this week? Do you have a sports game to attend? Do you have church service to attend?
Or a business meeting that they'll feed you?
Maybe you have a business meeting that they'll feed you. That already tells you that you won't be, if you're a single person, you won't be needing to cook anything that day, you know, or you won't need to spend any money that day.
Right.
All right, so you always have to look at what your week would look like. In reality, we plan for a week, but if something comes up, or you manage to get a free meal, good for you.
Just save it for another time.
Yeah, just save it for another time.
Then there's also decide which meals you want to cook.
Okay, well, we did that earlier.
Right, so
but
select your recipes too. You have to ensure that if you want to make some good chicken, you have to make sure that you have, for those that love consomme, make sure you have a consomme stacked up, your ricotta stacked up, your black pepper, your salt, everything that you need that you know, because if you don't have the simple thing as butter or salt, you will definitely have to make that unnecessary trip to the grocery store.
So when you're making your list again, remember your seasonings, remember your usual seasonings that you use to put it on the grocery list. As it makes no sense to have food items and you don't have seasoning to flavor it.
That's right.
All right, moving along.
There's also make your grocery list and shop. Well, we already did our list and we already know that which day, well, for you and your family, but you choose what is your list and which day will be for you to go and do your shopping.
Definitely.
You have to choose with the timing as well, because like some people that love to shop at Brody's, they will shop at Brody's on Fridays because Fridays 10% discount.
That's the deal day, yeah.
Right? So you have to choose which day you get better deals and better variety of things, because sometimes they're probably not even in stock. Yeah. Probably the store is stocking up on a Sunday or on a Monday, so you will know that you will have fresher things like bread. You wouldn't want to go to the store and buy bread on a Friday
or on a Monday.
Right, because that's the day when they are going out and delivering to the stores. So you wouldn't want to go on a Monday morning like me. Adonijah lives on bread. So Monday morning, I have to ensure I have bread, but where will I get the bread from? I have to go and find the bread somewhere.
Yeah.
But they are not the best bread when you go on a Monday morning, because that's the day you will see them coming from the truck. And then I will say, oh, the truck is here, so I'll just take one from them, and then you go and buy. But it's not always you catch the truck, the bread truck, right? So you choose which day you will go and shop, all right? And then also, you can prep on Sunday. And Sunday is basically the day that everybody has more time
to prep.
You know, people that would don't go to church on Sabbaths, they would say Sabbath is the day that they would choose. But for us, Sunday is our time, family time. You have more time to think, more time to feel like you can breathe. So choose the Sunday if you're not a person that, but there is some people that works on Sunday. So if you're the one that work on Sunday, find the time that during the week, if you have a break during the week, like Wednesday or Tuesday, whichever day it is, you choose that day that is best for you to do your shopping.
And what I do, one of the things I do is as that item is finished, I write it down. Because I already have my sheet there for my grocery list. As the item is finished, I write it down. On Friday, I go back and I take one last scan to see if I missed anything, and I'm good to go. So you don't have to be pressuring yourself to get it.
Wondering what is it that I don't have at home again? What do I need?
When you walk into the store, you walk into the store with your grocery list. All right. So Ms. Justine, we are winding down here. The last one says follow your plan but remain flexible. And that's key.
The main thing.
That's key.
We can't just be focusing on just the plan and that's it. That's the problem.
Like budgeting, meal planning is the same. It's just a guide. It's just a help for you and your family to stay organized and to stay healthy. In this case, it's to be physically healthy. When it comes to your budget, it's to be financially healthy. But I think it's something God requires of us. Like we said in the first half, the monies we have is not for us. God only.
We're stewards.
We're stewards, which means that we even need to consider the things we are purchasing to put inside our bodies, which is the temple of God. So let's think. Let's really, really think the next time we walk into a grocery store. You go in there with a prayer. I usually walk in with a prayer because I say, Lord, I want to spend $100 today. I always know to spend that. because there's inflation in prices, you go in and you come out, it's another price.
Yes.
But you go in with a prayer, Lord, help me to choose the things I know that will be beneficial to my body. And, you know, you choose.
I love that.
You choose. I mean, this Christian walk, every step of the way, Christ wants to walk with you, even in the grocery store. Even in the grocery store. So as we are preparing to wrap up our show for today, I just want to give you an opportunity to share some final words with our viewers this morning. Maybe something that you've learned or we've discussed throughout this time.
As I listened to you talk from the beginning to now, I realized that I need to be disciplined in order for me to execute this meal plan, in order for me to prepare better meals for my family. I have to be flexible, I have to be disciplined, but also I need to be consistent, because if I am getting my family into this habit of meal planning, and then they can know what they're looking forward to, and then I go and change it up, or I go and say, you know what, I'm not in the mood anymore, we have to be consistent, because it's not healthy to have that practice any at all. And I am speaking to myself, because consistency is my problem. I'm more of a spontaneous person, and sometimes it's good, but it's also better, less stress, less time, less money, to be consistent and disciplined in this meal plan. So if you're a person like me, if you're a person like Miss Chantel that is more disciplined when it comes to your meal planning, take a break, take a step, and realize what it is that your family loves. Go from that. When you know what they love, that will help you in order to make your schedule for your meals, make a schedule for your shopping list, and that way you will be able to move forward from there.
Yes, wonderful. You said a mouthful there. My takeaway is that I don't have time to be wasting in the grocery store. I don't have time is my enemy. I always say it. So I need to make sure I'm on top of everything, you know, juggling jobs, juggling kids, being a wife and all of that. I need to make sure I'm on top of things for me to not to run crazy.
That's true.
You know, and so meal planning, budgeting, these are things that I do to help me, you know, and one of our goals here on Defining Your Health is to help you as well.
True.
And so as we wrap up, Miss Justine, I want to thank you for joining me on set today.
You're welcome. It's always a pleasure to be with you all.
And as well, we want to thank you for staying with us to the end of the program. We also want to remind you you can still share this link. I mean, even though the program is at its end, you can still share with somebody that you think may need to hear of the information that we shared. So with that, we say thanks and God bless.
Goodbye. As a non-profit organization, the Adventist Television Network solely relies on your financial support. By partnering with us through a monthly donation, you will help us to continue to fulfill the mission in taking the gospel into all the world. For more information, please call 613-9351 or email us at atnfin@cbm.belizeunion.org. Thank you for your prayers and support of the ATN ministry, and together we may hasten the soon coming of our Lord Jesus Christ.